The 2025 Adventhealth 400 around the Kansas Speedway was on this weekend in the NASCAR Cup Series. But what were the 5 things that we learned? What were the 5 main highlights from this weekend's Cup Series action? Let's dive in, guys. Let's have a look at the main highlights of this weekend's race. And let's not beat around the bush. Normally I go stage by stage, going who won every stage and highlighting how they were impressive during this race. But the same guy won all 3 stages and, of course, the race and the fastest lap bonus point as well. And it's, of course, Kyle Larson. He rockets to the top of the NASCAR Cup Series point standings thanks to winning stage 1, stage 2, bonus point for fastest lap, and of course the race itself too. He was absolutely dominant in this one. There were times during restarts where Christopher Bell, where Joey Logano, a few other guys were trying to challenge him, but really he was absolutely untouchable around this one. He is in dominant fashion at the moment. It's going to take a lot to stop Larson right now. It's not just this victory, but also his form at the moment as well. Like I said, he's top of the standings right now, and he's not showing any signs of relinquishing that. He has finished 6 times in the top 5 in the last 7 races, and 3 of those have been victories. I think 2 of them as well have been second places. The guy is absolutely on a rich vein of form right now. When Larson is on top form, when he's at 100%, he's unstoppable. He's like Jimmy Johnson back in the day. He's like Jeff Gordon back in the day. Nobody can stop him, and right now he is in that form. It's going to take a lot to actually stop him. But some of the guys that actually did try and stop him this one, I mean, let's talk about punctures. We had a lot of punctures. That's the second thing we learned. A lot of punctures at Kansas this weekend. William Byron, he was in contention for the win early on, but he actually got a spin from a puncture in stage 1. Thankfully, he actually spun into the pit lane. He spun into pit road, which was fortunate for him. Somehow no caution coming for that, and that very much did ruin his chances of going for the victory, unfortunately for him. Brad Keselowski as well. I mean, anybody who's seen my review, my reaction really to the trailer of announcing that Miami Homestead is going to be the final round of the championship season in 2026, the one that had Keselowski and, of course, Kyle Busch kissing and making up, presumably at some point, because they starred in that little video together for NASCAR. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, did not have a good weekend overall because of that. But it wasn't his fault. He was in contention for the win. He was kind of up there in 3rd place. I think he was in stage 2, or is it stage 3? Either way, unfortunately, he was in the wall with that, and that ended his afternoon, unfortunately. But yeah, he was looking good for that. But a lot of punctures in the Kansas Speedway. 2nd place in the end did go to Chris Bell. The 3rd thing that we learned during this race. Yeah, a good result for him overall. He stays high up in the standings as a result. He was challenging Logano as well. Joey Logano was really challenging as well for that 1st place, but nobody could pass Kyle Larson on the restarts. The guy just nailed the restart every single time. Both Logano and Bell just couldn't manage to do it. We had about 5 cautions back to back midway through stage 3. He was never caught out in any of them, was Larson, despite the best efforts of Bell and Logano. Let's talk about Chase Elliott though, because his wait for a win does continue. I wanted to highlight him just because, again, he was a guy that was seeming like he could have challenged for the win this weekend. He was kind of up there, but unfortunately did not work out for him. 15th place in the end for him. Pretty unlucky one for him in the end. He's gone over a year without a victory now, but he does stay pretty high up in the standings. But he's going to need to get that win for the playoff, I should say, to be sure of getting through to the playoffs. So he's going to need a victory. So we'll see how he gets on. It's been a bad couple of weekends from 15th and 16th in his last two races, I believe. So he is dropping a little bit because of that, but we'll see. I'm sure he'll get back into the top 10 at least very soon. But let's talk about Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, for the final guy I'm going to highlight here. What a terrible weekend it was for Hamlin, but not his fault. Not his fault by any means. Unfortunately, he had a clutch issue partway through the 2nd stage in this race around Kansas, and because of that, his pit stops were not the quickest, but his pit stops were made even slower by the fact that a lug nut actually came off of the wheel and would not want to reattach itself. The pit crew did their best to try and rescue it, but he lost about 10-15 seconds because of that. And you know anything about oval racing in NASCAR, like 10-15 seconds, that is like half a lap. That's a third of a lap. That's a long way to lose effectively. So that's a lot of ground lost because of that. But it got worse for him as the race went on. That clutch problem becoming even worse. It wasn't such a problem obviously when he was out on track, because you're not really shifting gears when you're racing in oval racing like that unless it's at a restart, but he stalled in the pit lane because of it, and yeah, the clutch was very much shot to pieces because of that. I think he did actually finish, but like down in 35th, 40th, something like that, back of the pack job. Unfortunately for him, it was not a good weekend. So yeah, terrible one for Denny. A great one though for Kyle Larson. Like I said, the man is unstoppable when he's in top form, and he was very much in top form around the Kansas Speedway. But yeah, what were your main highlights of this weekend in the NASCAR Cup Series? Got the All-Star race happening next. Not a championship event, obviously, but it's going to be very fun at North Wilkesboro Speedway. I'm going to be bringing you all the stuff to do with that, obviously, on the channel, guys, and have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today. And yeah, your main highlights of the race. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and we'll see you very soon for much more content on the world of NASCAR just like this.